Chief Corporate Communications Officer made the denial in a statement just yesterday. Now back to the president. The president has approved the establishment of the Presidential Economic Coordination Council, that is the PECC, and the creation of the Economic Management Team Emergency Task Force, that is the EET. Now, this statement was issued yesterday by the president's spokesman, Ajurin Galale, noting that the approval is a sequel to a tragic move to bolster the nation's economic governance frameworks, as well as ensure robust and coordinated economic planning and implementation. But then the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, has warned that the Nigerian army will smoke out and punish those behind insecurity in Nigeria. Strong call, if you ask me. Musa also went on to issuing a warning during the burial of the 17 soldiers killed in Okoma, Delta State, at the military cemetery in Abuja yesterday as well. Now, the Labour Party says it has reviewed the performance of its presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, and its governor in Abia State, Alex Otti, and has also decided to reserve its tickets for them in the 2027 general election. Now, there is a communique that was circulated after the party's convention that was yesterday, and in that communique there was a signature on it. It was one of Julius Abure and that of Alhaji Omar Farouk Ibrahim, national chairman and national secretary respectively. They also called on President Bola Tinubu to tackle the rise in insecurity and inflation in the country. Now, troops of the Nigerian army have killed a notorious terrorist leader, Janaidu Fasagora, and scores of his fighters in Zamfara State. Kudos! A statement issued by the Nigerian army via their official X handle revealed that Junaidu Fasagora and his terrorist group have long been responsible for series of killings and kidnappings and other terrorism activities across several states in the northwest. Well, this is a big one right there, a giant stride, a winning ways, performance right there. Well, let's also bring it to your eardrums the fact that Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State has declared that his administration will not be cut short. He also claimed that the people of Rivers State can attest that he won the 2023 gubernatorial election. Now, Fubara, who called on the people of the state not to panic, spoke while addressing members of the family support group who were on a solidarity visit to the government house in Port Harcourt yesterday. But the embattled national chairman of Labour Party, Mr. Julius Abure, has been re-elected for a second term by the unanimous affirmation of delegates. Now, the chairman of the National Convention and deputy governor of Abia State, Mr. Ike Chukwu Emetu, declared Abure the winner during the party's national convention that held on Wednesday in Nnewi, Anambra State. Well then, on the one side, there's an Akpata faction. It is finally justified. Well, I guess that Abure is the chairman. But then just yesterday, we had, the national youth leader in the person of Mr. Comrade Arabe, who had come out to saying that, look, this whole thing is a jamboree and they don't recognize Abure as the chairman of the LP, being that due process is not followed, the constitution of the party was not followed, and all of that. But then we wait to see how all of this pans out. And let's also let you in on the fact that there is another big uncovering where the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU, uncovered 27 cells belonging to the indigenous peoples of Biafra, that is the IPOB, in 22 countries across the globe, including the United States of America, the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and Northern Ireland. Now, the unit in its counter-terrorism financing newsletter dated February 26, 2024 said the US and the UK housed the largest number of those cells per country, with 7 and 6 in both countries. That's quite large. Now, the federal government has declared Friday, 29th March and Monday, 1st April as public holidays to mark the Good Friday and Easter Monday, respectively. So somebody's excited there, I know. In a statement by the permanent secretary of the ministry, Dr. Aishetu Gogo Ndayako, on Wednesday, the minister said that Easter promotes values of love, forgiveness, and compassion, which are essential for social cohesion and harmony. And with this, I officially welcome you to the Pages, an aspect of the Eagles Morning Rise show that allows you to conform in conformity, be a part of history, and have your voice heard as we look across various Nigerian newspapers, and bringing you what's going on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. We're in the course of bringing it to your eardrums. You also get to very, very responsibly, and showing a heightened level of maturity and civility, also add your voice in the discourse. Please, 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 I would want to say very, very sternly, but that as we, engage in reacting or reactionary to whatever or whichever headline jumps at you, please do well to be very civil with your words, and there are languages that would not be tolerated, please, and let it be based on fact. Now, nobody's gagging you and saying that you don't have to express yourself, but express yourself based on what is obtainable, so that we do not give misguided information out there, right? And that we are a family, right? So together we will soar higher and higher and higher. So if it is your first time, listening on this dial, it is very, very important for me to drop into your eardrums so that you can save it in your gadgets, whether your phone, your iPad, whatever it is that you're using to listen, to us, whereby you could as well use to communicate with us, the studio lines as well as the WhatsApp portal lines. Now, the studio lines is 0907 353 0044. The other number is 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number where you can send a WhatsApp voice note, you can send a WhatsApp message, you can as well send a text message to, and it will be heralded via this platform through the instrumentation of my voice, is 0909 705 4450. Let's get on to the pages already. The Guardian newspaper woke up pretty early today. In fact, when I came across the front page of the Guardian newspaper, I was shocked. I think sometime around 4 a.m., 4:20 something, 4:27 if I'm not mistaken, close to 4:30, right? The Guardian newspaper front page was already out. Now let's get on to the big story. 2023 election expenses. A year after, INEC, APC, PDP, 14 others mum on financial disclosure. Page 6 has got that story, and moving on to page 3. Tinubu constitutes teams to revive economy. Not just one team, but quite a number of teams, if you ask me. Now, let's get on to this one right here. It says Ohanaeze threatens to sue federal government over extra state for Southeast. You'd find the story on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. And this one says, no reduction in petrol, diesel prices. And NPCL affirms. Okay, military, you'd find that story on page 3 as well. Now let's get you to page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Military carried out no reprisal in Okoma. Other community, says the president, Tinubu. Right? Page 6 has got that one. Now, Hajj fare hike. Kano announces 1.4 billion naira subsidy for intending pilgrims. And you'd find that on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. OB senators absent as LP returns Abure as chairman. Page 4 has got that one. Now let's get on to this one from page 8. Not very clear, a bit blurry, but I think it's page 8. Police bust car theft syndicate. Parade witch doctor 25 others in Rivers State. I'll take that again. Police bust car theft syndicate. Parade witch doctor. 25 others in Rivers. Okay, so let's get on to page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Is going to be the last one I'll be taking. Falana issues Akpabio 7-day ultimatum to reinstate Ningi or face lawsuits. Falana issues Akpabio 7-day ultimatum to reinstate Ningi or face lawsuit. And just to also let you in on the fact that Ningi is demanding reinstatement, is threatened to drag Akpabio before the NBA. Right? That's just what is going on. So the senator representing Bauchi Central in the Senate, Ahmed Ningi, has written the Senate's Godswill Akpabio demanding that the suspension placed on him be lifted. Now, he wrote through his lawyer, Femi Falana, noting that if his suspension was not lifted in the next 7 days, he would drag the Senate before the Federal High Court. Okay, so keep in mind as well that on March 12, Ningi was sent on 3 months suspension over his claim that the 2024 budget was padded to the tune of 3.7 trillion naira. But then let's move away from that, and we'll see how all of that is panning out. And let's also, watch and see if the Senate president's going to bow to this demand by Falana, who happens to be the suspended Ningi's lawyer. But then, giving you the front page of the Nation newspaper, this one right here says, Governor, my state epicenter of kidnapping and banditry. So a governor is actually out there saying that his state has become the epicenter of kidnapping and banditry. Lawal seeks full military action to stop bandits. That's one writer to that story. Second writer says kidnappers should be treated as terrorists, right? And of course, this one right here says military frees 230 Boko Haram suspects. Okay, I need to apologize. There is a bit of a mix-up, right? This exactly is from yesterday, so I'll do my best to bring in what is up to date for you in terms of what is on the front page of the Nation newspaper. But then let's take a ride on eagle's wings to the Daily Trust newspaper. So Daily Trust newspaper has got this one that says, tears as slain military personnel buried in Abuja. It's got two writers to it. Heartless people took away our breadwinners' families. Really, really touching right there. And this one says, second writer, deceased officers get national honors, kids scholarships. Ooh, this is good. Now, you'd find that one on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. You want to go get a read on that one, you better go get the Daily Trust right there. Turn on to page 4 and you'd see the story. Now, this one right here says, rescued Kuriga students to reunite with families today. If you also recall, as at yesterday, it was also on the front page of one of the dailies where it says that 60 hours after students have been rescued, the Kuriga students were rescued, they were yet to reunite with their families. But then there was also a word out there that said that they were going through psychotherapy, which is very, very important. You never can imagine what it was like for these students, these pupils in the bush out there with these very, very okay, I like words for them. But then let's get on to this one. You'd find that story on page 7. All right, now let's get on to, okay, this one is blurry, but I think it's page 6 if I'm not mistaken. Gombe approves 43 billion naira for governor's residence others. Gombe approves 43 billion naira for governor's residence others. Okay, we see this one. It says LP to Tinubu direct military to produce, okay, I beg your pardon, IPI to Tinubu direct military to produce abducted editor, right? You find a story on page 18 of the Daily Trust newspaper, and on to page 9 of the Daily Trust. Sokoto hospital denies treating killed Dogo Gide. All right, Sokoto hospital denies treating killed Dogo Gide. All right, that might just be some story you want to go see. But then let's just look very quickly underneath the Daily Trust banner. We see this one. It says LP reserves 2027 presidential ticket for Obi re-elects Abure. You'd find that story on page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And now let's take you to page 18 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And on page 18, I'm seeing this one and I'm delivering it into your eardrums. Dangote, Elumelu, Rabiu, others make Tinubu's economic team. Recall that on the other, front page, it was said that Tinubu constitutes teams. So one of such teams happens, or one of such persons or personality that make the team happens to be Dangote and Lumelu, Rabiu, and others. They've made it to that very team. But then let's get on to this one. You would find it on page 14 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Gaza war, 212 schools hit by Israeli bombings. Okay, on the Gaza war, 212 schools hit by Israeli bombings. Okay, that is some story. But then let's move away from the Daily Trust newspaper at this time and see how we could lay our hands on the Nation newspaper. Okay, the Nation newspaper is still drooling right there. Okay, let's move away from the Nation newspaper right now and bring you some story with the Vanguard newspaper. Just above the Vanguard newspaper, we see this one. It says on you can find it on page 19. Fears over debt sustainability mounts. Threatens CBN's bid to tame inflation. Fears over debt sustainability mounts. Threatens CBN's bid to tame inflation. Page 19 has got that one. And on page 8, Abure re-elected LP national chairman as NLC cakes. And this one on page 48, that's right. Calls for stoppage of ex-governor's president's pension raise dust. All right, and now let's get on to this one right here. It says on Edo Guba, PDP, APC, LP, 13 others beat INEC deadline, nominates candidates. That's very swift if you ask me. And now it's got a couple of writers to it. First one says, Igodalo, Okweweholo, Akpata, others nominated. And we also see this one. It says, NRM, Youth Party didn't meet deadline. And the last writer to that story, INEC to publish candidates list March 30. Okay, now let's bring you the big story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. And the big story says, at burial, grieving families of slain soldiers demand justice. Page 5 has got that story. Quite a number of writers, and I'll be bringing it into your eardrums right there. And one of such writers goes, say criminals should not be allowed to live. Another writer, I leave my son's killers to God. Major Obi's mother's got that one to say. And this third one says, my son was planning to marry before death came, says mother of Corporal Peter Haman. Quite touching. And another writer, I won't stop another son from joining the military. Warrant Officer Zachary, retired, has got that one to say. And this one, Tinubu urges Akoma elders, chiefs, to fish out culprits, warns military against reprisal attacks on innocent people. And this one says, gives scholarships, houses to deceased wards, bestows OON, MON on deceased soldiers, slain soldiers left behind pregnant widows. 21 orphans. And that's coming from the COAS, Chief of Army Staff. Okay, that is really some sad, story right there. But then this one right here says, okay, I think it's the same thing. Tinubu laying wreath of burial of slain soldiers. Now let's bring this one to you. Vice President Shettima expresses confidence as Naira strengthens further. Okay, you find the story on page 47, and it's got one rider, parallel market gap widens. All right, page 47 has got that story. Now at the base, the very base of the Vanguard newspaper, I see this particular story, and I'm bringing it to your eardrums. It's on sports. It says Finidi eyes Keshi's record with Super Eagles. You'd find a story on page 55. Quite a number of persons saying that Finidi George is not fit to be in the coach of the Super Eagles, especially when you look down or look back only recently, the Eagles of Mali defeating the Super Eagles 2-0 right there in that encounter. But then he's saying that, look, I still have my feet on the ground, and you need to believe in me, and I will deliver. Okay, we see this one right here on page 8. Dangote, Elumelu, Rabiu, others listed as Tinubu sets up Economic Coordination Council. All right, that is the EEC. And on page 10, still at the base of the Vanguard newspaper, we see this one. It says, State of the Nation, Insecurity having negative effect on Nigerians. Afenifere has got that one to say. You want to go find out, get a copy of the Vanguard newspaper. And if you're just tuning in, listening to the sound of my voice from wherever you are, I need to inform you that you can get on to our Facebook page as well as get on to our YouTube page, and you get to see exactly what's going on in the studio right here and right now. You just be, you'll be on time and in time to do so. So it is at Eagles FM Abuja. Get on there, give us a like, follow the page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. I'm encouraging you to do so because we are a family, right? Let's take this, radio station and make sure we soar together. All right. And you can still join the conversation via the studio line 0907 353 0044 or 0908-766-8888. The WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705-4450. Now, let's bring yet another daily into your eardrums right here and right now. And, of course, okay, so that would be the most that we could take, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's time for us to open the phone lines, have that conversation already, and just have a good deliberation. Yeah. Okay. So I should bring this one to you. All right. Ready. Okay. Already done. All right. Let's go. 0907-353-0044 is that number to call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yes, this is Ifa Chuku calling you from Masaka.
All right, Ifa Chuku, welcome aboard.
The one that Benji and Akpabio is very unfortunate. Even Akpabio, him as a lawyer, you know that he has not any that authority to suspend the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you want to turn the Senate chamber to the military command, he should go back to the standing order of the Senate and see whether he has the power to suspend the Senate because expenses is due. This matter could have been referred to the Intake Commission to investigate what he said, whether it's true or it's not true. You cannot be a judge in the case that you are involved. So, in fact, it's very unfortunate. For Dele something Gede, my sorrow is if he die, because that's all we hear. This man died 3 times, 5 times from Natuguri Shakao. They will tell this tomorrow another thing will come out different. May God save us from the hands of wicked people.
Big amen to that one. All right, thank you, far too kind. Keep the calls coming through. I mean, some great, prayer right there, and I want to say that that is very justified, especially in the spirit of the Easter celebration as well as the Ramadan, celebration that we are still, enjoying and experiencing at the time. We'll see yet another call. Let's take this one before we take the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Hello.
Mr. Dan.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. What do you call us at the radio station?
Good morning.
Mr. Dan.
Yes, please.
What president that he has some confidence on that the naira is rising up now. How much when they come on power? How much is dollar? Dollar was around 200. When the other Baba come on power, dollar was around 171, 81, 90. You understand? And that dollar was around 1,350. I'm telling you that you have confidence. What kind of confidence? I think we are not telling them. They should take it back the way they make it. They should take it back the way they make dollar. That's what we are telling them to do. You understand?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Donatus. Right there, all the way from Niger State, right? But then let's also look at the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper has got this very one, a big story on Okoma killings. It says, Tinubu awards slain military men's children scholarship. You'd find a story on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And we see this one right here. It says, honors fallen heroes with national awards. Families get houses. And another writer says, military should avoid punishing innocents. CDS vows to hunt down, bring killers to justice. And that is what you'd find on the front page, specifically page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And then if you look above the Nigerian Tribune newspaper banner, you'll see this particular story. It is on Labour Party. It's on page 2 as well. Convention re-elects Abure as chairman. One writer to it endorses Peter Obi OT. All right, and now this one right here says Tinubu sets up 31-man Presidential Economic Coordination Council. That is the EEC right there, and it's got a couple of writers to it. Now the first writer says, OK's Economic Management Team. The second writer, I beg your pardon, I've got it all mixed up. The first writer says, OK's Economic Management Team Emergency Task Force. And the second writer to that story, Cardoso, Edun, Dangote, Elumelu, Rabiu, make the list. Get on to page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune and you'd find that particular story. Now let's get to the middle of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Just halfway through, you'd find this one. Naira will continue to stabilize. And that's coming from Shatima, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And you'd find the story on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune, 2027, Ganduje inaugurates 6 governors as zonal coordinators for APC. Page 3 has got that story. All right, this one says, directs CDS to produce abducted editor. IPI tells Tinubu. Page 5 has got that story. Now, at the base of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, this one says, on budget controversy, it says, Ningi hires Falana to drag Akpabio before LPDC. And you'd find that story on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And finally, with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, if you turn with me to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, you'd discover that on page 24, this one says, nothing can cut short mandate you gave me, Fubara tells supporters. Nothing can cut short mandate you gave me. And that's what Fubara has got to say to his supporters right there in Rivers State. All right, let's also have you know that the phone lines are open. You can as well bring your thoughts in and let us into what you think about whichever of the headlines jumps at you. 0907 353-0044 is that number to call. The other number is 0908 766 8888. And like I always say, the WhatsApp portal number is open for you to send your WhatsApp message, text message, WhatsApp voice notes, and it is 0909 705 4450. As you engage, the platform, please, I beg of you, let us keep it safe. Let us, as much as you are speaking the truth, I'm saying that keep it safe with your expression. I'm not saying don't express yourself, but keep it safe with your expression. It has to be based on fact. And please, let's not give misinformation. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Very well. Very well. What's your name, please?
My name is Abdul.
Abdul, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Suleja, Niger State.
Suleja, Niger State. Abdul, welcome aboard. Let's have your take.
Good morning. I want to contribute on the burial of the soldiers.
All right, go ahead.
In fact, I'm very happy that the president was there and he gave the children scholarship and houses. So that is a good news.
Right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so
That's
much.
what I want to contribute.
Thank you so very much. All right, have a great day ahead. And yes, the president right there made sure that at least there is beyond the words of just saying of condolences. The president has also, given houses, also given bestowed national honors, to the slain soldiers and officers, families, as well as scholarships to their children and those they left behind. The only sad part where many are already saying that the president may not be able, to affect would be the part where a mother had said that one of those slain was already making preparations, for his wedding or for his marriage and for his wedding, I beg your pardon. Such cannot be replaced. But then let's get on to the WhatsApp portal number right now. But before we do so, I've got some bills to pay. We go pay the bills. When we come back, of course, the conversation continues. This is Eagles 102.3 FM ABJ, your radio experience you can count on.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
The city of Abuja is about to encounter one day of perfection, completeness, power, authority, healing, and breakthrough conference 2024. One day to shape the new year as the year begins. We lay the foundations with prayers, fasting, and prophetic directions from God's mouthpieces. Come and ignite your new year in the fires of God's presence with our pastor, Pastor Carthegiu Benson, and special guest speakers, Minister K.I. and Joshua Moses, on the 20th of April 2024. Venue, Zoological Garden, opposite Area 1 Shopping Complex, Garki, Abuja. Time, 4 p.m. Come and command your day. Remember, God can be trusted.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Hi there. Do you want to know how to get the correct approval or documents for your land and property? Do you need the right information on how you can prevent your building from being demolished? Then tune in to Town Planning Program on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja every Thursday by 5 p.m.
sense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio.
Eagles 102.3.
You're still tuning and locked on to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. And this is the pages where you get to let me into how you feel to whichever headlines that has been rolled out through the instrumentation of my voice and, of course, area views. Hello, good morning. SMS. Keep the calls coming through. 0907-353-0044. The other number is 0908-766-8888. WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705-4450. And just to also let you in that you can watch what is going on in the studio from the stables of Eagles 102.3 FM via Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel, and that would be at Eagles FM Abuja. Get on there and discover that what I say to you right now is the truth. And then you can visit our website at www.eaglesfm.com. Download our app on iOS and Play Store. Link with us across social media platforms because we have a strong presence on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as Twitter, which is now X, right, at Eagles FM Abuja. All right, taking this call right now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Edwan. It's Talatu from Pigeon.
Talatu, good morning. Feels good to hear from you this morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you,
I'm
sir?
fine, thank you, Talatu. All right, talk to me.
I want to comment on the soldiers' burial.
Yes.
Thank God the president is there. But my concern is, sometimes when they make those promises, they don't keep to it.
Right.
Look at the wives. Some of them are heavily pregnant. Killing our soldiers by ourselves is not the best, no matter what. It's so unfortunate and so painful. My own is let them stick to the promises. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Talatu. Keep to your promises because I'm sure that Talatu is coming from the place where many times the government makes proclamations, declaration, but in the end, there is no implementation, there is no execution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name's Dave.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, BB.
Everybody this morning, I greet the man of market, Salatin. God bless our caller. I greet our Muslim people. What I want to talk, I thank God for the soldier yesterday they buried them. May their soul rest perfect peace. What I want to talk, this energy where our people want to channel for Delta State now. I hope they go do the channel for all over the world so that any person will kill our soldier, see what thing go happen for them. Because this channel where they when I government won't take it, so this action where they won't take it so. I've been hearing they are Boko Haram, they are killing our soldier. All this effort where they do for Delta State, I never see her before. I not support any killing of soldier, but may they not they kill our soldier. But I hope, I not pray, may none of that thing happen again. All these Boko Haram, they have been wasting our soldier life. I never see effort like this where they make like that. But I pray, may they not they kill innocent people. I don't bad do it, I not pray for it. I pray, may this one be the last where they go kill our soldier life. Please, may our government do the needful. Our president try, may we use prayer, follow our president, so that the good thing that he want to start for Nigeria, may God back her up. May we be Nigeria, may we back her up. May Nigeria better for us. And the price of things is fuel. May carry fuel call down for Nigeria. May we dey buy. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Maybe I will call you back later.
BB. All right, BB right there making a passionate call to the president and saying that, look, as not just the president, making a passionate call to the military, saying that the same energy that you are putting in to recovering, or identifying the killers of the slain, officers and soldiers, that the same energy should also be put into nipping insecurity in the bud. right, in every other part of Nigeria, especially the northern region, and so that we can have a peaceful society where love will shine, peace will reign, and progress will be achieved. And also a passionate call to the president saying, okay, it is also time for you to do the needful and ensuring that we have the price of fuel coming down so that things would indeed begin to take shape and conform to form. But then we have this one via the WhatsApp portal message, right? We have this one via the WhatsApp portal message. Let's just get on to it very, very quickly. And this one via the WhatsApp says, okay, this one says, good morning, sir. Good morning to you. It says, on Falana sending warning messages to the Senate president, please. I want to ask, is Falana the lawyer of politicians? Why is he always rushing to defending these politicians when they are having their squabbles? Senator Ningi is not new to the House. He was there in the last administration where budget was padded, where they frivolously approved loans that was looted. Or was he sleeping then? Let Falana go to Lagos and Abuja to defend all the Okada riders whose bikes are seized, crushed by the government. He should stop being a political lawyer. All right. Thanks, he says. This one is coming from Abbas. And Abbas, you are reporting, according to you, from Dutse. Well then, Ningi has made Femi Falana his lawyer. And I think that's where the emboldenment is coming from. Yeah? Okay, but then let's get this message right here via the WhatsApp portal as well. And just to inform you that the phone lines are still open, right? You can also bring in your voice and have it heard via this platform, 0907 353 0044. I'll take that one again, 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. Okay, so this one says, good morning, my brother Udwak Daniel. Good morning to you. Thanks to God for bringing us into another great and loving day. That's right. A big thanks to God. It says, this is Samuel from Kuje. Right, Samuel, welcome aboard. It says, a lot of promises made to the families of our gallant soldiers that were killed in Okoma, Delta State by the Nigerian government. That were killed in Delta State. All right, these promises were made by the Nigerian government. These promises should not end up on paper only, but let it be fulfilled as promised. There is no doubt about the bandits being terrorist groups and should be treated as one, nothing more, nothing less. Security in our schools should be handled properly to avoid reoccurrence of kidnapping our innocent children and traumatizing them. Of a truth, insecurity is having a negative effect in Nigeria. No more free movement. Traveling today is a problem. Bandits, kidnapper, one-chance people, hoodlums, hired assassins, and armed robbers everywhere. Only God will deliver us in this country. All right, have a fulfilled day. Samuel from Kuje right there is saying that. I tell you the truth, only God. Hello, good morning. Hello.
I've forgotten what history is.
Okay, that is maybe not ready for us at the moment. But then let's get on to this particular one. It is voice note message from Selassie, and let's take a listen.
Good morning, Udwak Daniels. I greet the listeners and callers of this great radio station. My name is Selassie. Udwak Daniels, yesterday I listened to people comment. There are about 3 people that I know. They are calling this radio station. They have banned them for other radios. It's not only Eagle FM that we listen and make calls. Me in a day I listen to about 4 radios. And almost all those 4 radios I make calls. Those guys that they have banned them for other radio stations, they are seeing, taking advantage of this Eagle FM as a safe haven to say whatever that comes to their mind. Take note. You remember what happened in Rwanda? It's just a word on radio that causes the killings, the loss of life in Rwanda. Please, I want you to take note. Then I want to appreciate President again. for him to be in person to visit the killers of our gallant men. In fact, he made promises that these children of these people should be well taken care of, scholarship from primary to university. I want to commend President and giving them honor and all that their entitlement should be paid within 3 months. I want to commend President for that. Now, Zamfara State Governor is complaining that Zamfara is under siege. As I said, it's not only Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, and other parts, even Kaduna, some part of Kaduna is under siege by insecurity. Now there's conflicting story about the killing of Gede Ndogo Jide Owu. Some military say we see it's true that they killed this bandit. They shouldn't have any repentant bandit. They shouldn't have mercy for any criminal in this country. Government must go after them. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, Selassie, a very, very powerful message right there that you have delivered. And yes, it is no news anymore. And we have also, put it out there that look, it's a stern warning. And I'm not apologizing, using these words. It's a stern warning, please. This is not where you come to peddle petty conversation. It's a serious program. It's a serious show right here on Eagles, and it is purposeful to allow for each and every one of us to have some education, to especially, apart from education, apart from enlightenment, apart from information, navigate, change the trajectory, change the narrative, and give very sensible and responsible ideas as to how we can push the country into greater glory. I mean, it's just very clear. All right, very, very clear. Now let's get on to yet another one via the WhatsApp portal number. This time, this one right here. Let's go take a listen.
Good morning. My name is Edward from Lapo. Please. I don't have anything to say today. That man called Eku. If Eku is not banned from calling this radio station, I'm a politician. I know what politics is. As I said already, I contested. This time I didn't win, but I won elections. Not first time, not this thing. I'm a Labour Party. It's not even APC. So I'm not supporting APC. But man, it is not bad for this radio. We play politics. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you. Well, anyways, a word is enough for the wise, and the wise have taken note. Okay, so now let's get on to just bring into your eardrums very, very quickly the fact what the president has done, which a lot of us are standing behind the president and saying that this is just the way to go. And many have said that if we can have these kinds of solidarity, these kinds of compassion for our fallen heroes, it might just be the motivation that is needed to ensuring that our security personnel are indeed motivated, they are empowered, because the truth is, the real battle is in the mind, right? When you are being taken care of, when you know that you got your back covered by your country, you would do all that you can to ensuring that you bring some levels of stability within your power, within your strength, within your capacity, into what you're doing. And so in a heartfelt gesture of support and solidarity, the president yesterday offered scholarships to the children of 17 soldiers killed in the Okoma community in Delta State. Now, he also said that the government will provide housing for the families of the military men, and he made that announcement while he was addressing the military, grieving families, and also addressing other sympathizers at the burial ceremony held in Abuja to bid farewell to the fallen heroes. And in his words, this were his words. This is what he said. He said, "I wish to also commend our armed forces for their restraint in choosing not to carry out any reprisal attacks in Okoma or its neighboring communities. All right, strong words. And it says to the entire, he says we must all ensure that the innocent people of Akoma are not made to bear the punishment of the guilty and wicked among them. And given eulogizing the armed forces, the president says to the entire armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I have a message for you. Do not let the death of your compatriots discourage you. It says there is no higher honor than the vocation you have chosen to pursue. We cherish you. We cherish your labor of love. I mean, the president went on and on and on, and he goes on to saying it is now our duty to protect the families of our departed heroes. All right, and he also finally said that the federal government will provide a house in any part of our country to each of the families of the 4 officers and 13 soldiers. Yeah, and it says the federal government has also approved scholarships to all the children of the deceased up to the university level. Now this is heavy. This is a feeling, a sense of belonging that the president is given to the families of the departed. Yeah, and he also says the military must within, this is a statement, this is a command, this is an instruction, an order, that the military must within the next 90 days ensure that all the benefits of the departed are paid to their families. All right, and that is something that the president has put out there as he graced the burial ceremony for the 17 military personnel that lost their lives. And now let's also let you in on the fact that the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's talking about INEC, has ahead of September 21, 2024, in a Edo State governorship election, the INEC has said it will publish the particulars of 17 governorship candidates and their running mates in March 30 of 2024. Okay, so that's what the INEC Commissioner and Chairman Information Voter Education Committee in the person of Sam Olumekun disclosed only yesterday, right? And we already told you that Ningi is already writing or is written to the Senate President in the person of Godswill Akpabio through his lawyer, who happens to be Femi Falana, who happens to be a senior advocate of Nigeria, demanding that the suspension placed on him be lifted, right? And we should also let you in on the fact that the NLC, as it stands, has rejected the return of the chairman of the Labour Party, right, where the national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, secured re-election on Wednesday at a convention held in Nnewi, Anambra State, amid heavy security. So at the convention, the party also announced its decision to reserve its presidential ticket for the 2023 general election solely for Peter Obi, who was its presidential candidate last year. But the Nigerian Labour Congress, which wanted Abure out as LP leader, declared the Wednesday convention a nullity, saying that it was null, it was void, it was baseless, it didn't have any backing, right? And they also vowed that Abure would not be recognized by them, right? Well, reacting to the outcome of that convention, Benson Upa declared it's an illegality, a nullity. It says the whole exercise was a charade. Nothing can legitimize such brazen impunity. But like I always say, I mean, all of these are in their developmental stages, and as they develop, as they progress, we will progress with them and ensure that will bring you up to date with what's going on. And finally, let's just hand this one into your eardrums before I let Vicky Vic, step on the podium, right? And This one right here, coming from Comrade Ulobasi, it says it has always been a character. Okay, good morning, Obong Uduak Daniel. Okay, good morning to you. Stay blessed and focused. Thank you. Says it has always been a character of National Assembly members to ask anyone who wants to expose their underbellies to put off the mic. Also, it's always in the character of Senate presidents, especially those who served as state governors, to issue out commands as if they're still ruling their states. What happened in novel Animal Farm is still being played out in the National Assembly chambers. All members are equal, but some are more equal than the others, especially when it comes to sharing the bounties. Okay, I'm not so sure what that means, but it goes on to saying it's well with Nigeria, and a big amen he puts there. Comrade Ulobasi has got that to say. This is where we put a peg to it. Keep in mind that at exactly 9 a.m. we'll be right back with Eagles Outlook right here on this dial, on this platform. So please don't shift a muscle, because Vicky is on the stand, about to take you on a journey through the world of sports on Eagles Wings, right here and right now.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.